Welcome to Live Economic News. In today's video, we delve into the dynamic economic landscape of India and explore the intriguing concept of India superpotenza. Join us as we unravel the economic prowess of one of the world's fastest-growing economies and examine the factors that contribute to its rising influence on the global stage. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to stay informed on all things economic. India, the world's most populous nation. Could it emerge as the subsequent global juggernaut? In 2023, the purported largest democratic state will be home to 1.4 billion inhabitants, surpassing China for the first time. In 2021, the nation's GDP surged by 9%, succeeded by a 7% upswing in 2022, and projections indicate that by 2027, India will ascend to the rank of the world's third largest economy. Half of its populace, totaling 700 million individuals, falls below the age of 30, indicating a labor force that could underpin an unprecedented economic surge. Furthermore, New Delhi lays claim to the fourth most potent military force globally, possessing over 160 nuclear warheads. It appears that India possesses all the requisites to ascend as a superpower. Some analyses even propose that we are entering the era of India rather than that of China. By 2050, prognostications suggest India will lead the global economy. However, before indulging in enthusiasm, let's impartially scrutinize the scenario. What delineates a superpower? It's a dominion so preponderant that it wields influence over global policies. This supremacy emanates from economic and military prowess, steadfast political institutions, geographic positioning, and the extent of socio-cultural influence a nation can exert. Presently, the United States holds the sole recognition as a superpower, with China aspiring to this echelon. So how does India align with these parameters? Let's commence with the backdrop. The India we presently recognize is an assorted amalgamation of regions consolidated under British rule in the 19th century, attaining independence in 1947. The Republic of India is a fortuitous federal entity, shielded by the Himalayas to the north, ensconced by oceans on three sides, with 50% of its expansive terrain conducive to agriculture and abounding in coal, iron, lithium, natural gas, and oil. Post-independence, the Indian National Congress, steered by the Nehru-Gandhi lineage, unrelated to Mahatma Gandhi, governed the nation with protectionist policies inspired by the Soviet Union until the mid-90s. With assistance from the International Monetary Fund, New Delhi liberalized its economy, fortified the agricultural sector, and propelled industrial development. These initiatives, coupled with a massive populace, culminated in a 10% annual growth in India's GDP. The nation commenced earning accolades as a future superpower during the premiership of Manmohan Singh from 2004 to 2014. A pivotal juncture ensued in 2014 with the victory of the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, in the Indian elections, literally translating to the Party of the Indian People, which currently persists in governance. The BJP's leader and India's Prime Minister is Narendra Modi. Upon assuming office, Modi flung open the gates for increased foreign investments, curtailed corporate taxes, annulled wealth taxes, sanctioned boundless private land procurement, and instigated the Make in India campaign to entice multinational corporations to relocate their production to India, where labor costs are more economical. Conducting business in India metamorphosed into a more facile and lucrative endeavor. In 2014, New Delhi accrued billions in investments spanning pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, automotive, food, mining, and the oil sector, as well as in infrastructure development, particularly railways and the military industry. Over a span of 5 years, 135 million people emancipated themselves from dire poverty, and within 9 years, the average national income doubled, reaching 172,000 rupees, or just shy of 2,000 euros. The Indian middle class, constituting 450 million individuals, stands as the second largest globally after China. The primary focus of most investments is directed towards the electronic and semiconductor industry, with India proudly boasting 7 tech hubs, including Bangalore, acclaimed as the Indian Silicon Valley, Delhi, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, and Pune. These cities have accommodated corporations such as Samsung and Motorola. In August of the preceding year, Foxconn, the predominant supplier of iPhone components, divulged a $600 million investment to erect 2 novel production plants in Bangalore. Following a rendezvous between Apple CEO Tim Cook and Prime Minister Modi, Apple disclosed intentions to triple its investments in India to $40 billion in the imminent years, garnering nearly $200 billion in earnings in 2023 alone. India stands as the globe's preeminent exporter of information technology, IT, furnishing services encompassing data processing for social, commercial, and financial objectives, in addition to the advancement of artificial intelligence, e-commerce, social networks, streaming platforms, and software. This accomplishment is not solely ascribed to foreign investments, but is also a consequence of meticulous state planning. Since the early 90s, New Delhi has spurred its computer science graduates to pursue studies overseas, particularly in the European Union, and facilitated the proliferation of startups across the nation. Between 2019 and 2020 exclusively, 4,500 startups took root in Bangalore, with over 100 Indian startups presently valued at over $1 billion each. India also harbors its own colossal tech enterprises, 6 mammoth state-owned firms in the IT sector, with TTA consultancy services at the vanguard, operational in approximately 50 countries, employing 600,000 individuals, and commanding a valuation of $200 billion. It is prophesied that within 2 decades, India will ascend to the zenith in the tech sector globally. Innovation in technology and engineering has emerged as a focal point of the Modi administration. Currently the 3rd largest emitter of greenhouse gases annually, New Delhi has unveiled blueprints to emerge as the foremost producer of green hydrogen globally and curtail its emissions by half by 2030. This entails quintupling India's extant electric power capacity by deploying myriad photovoltaic panels. Additionally, in August of the same year, the Chandrayaan-3 space mission made a lunar landing with a rover to scrutinize the lunar soil. Consequently, India secured its position as the 4th nation to achieve a lunar landing, following the United States, Russia, and China. Returning to terrestrial affairs, it's paramount not to lose sight of India's considerable cultural influence, particularly in realms such as cinema, fashion, music, and gastronomy. Bollywood, situated in Mumbai, claims the title of the world's largest film industry, churning out 2,000 films annually, twice the output of Hollywood. Indian cuisine has garnered international acclaim, with establishments such as Gagan Anand's Gagan in Bangkok and Aaron Geetanjali's Aaron in Dubai ranking among the best in Asia and the Middle East. Nevertheless, can India ascend to superpower status without mitigating some of its persistent quandaries? India harbors the highest number of impoverished individuals globally, with 176 million inhabitants residing in squalid slums bereft of access to water and sanitation. Its public health system is deficient, manned by a mere 100,000 doctors and 2 million nurses tasked with serving 1.4 billion people. Half of India's female population grapples with illiteracy, and offenses against them, including rape and femicide, are on the rise. The nation confronts the predicament of unchecked population growth, with projections indicating an increase from 1.4 billion people to 1.7 billion by 2050, thereby exacerbating predicaments such as poverty, hunger, and unemployment. In addition to the internal challenges, India contends with external challenges in the realm of geopolitics. The Indian military ranks as the 2nd largest globally, yet is equipped with antiquated weaponry and technology, a situation mirrored in the Air Force. The Modi administration has earmarked $300 billion for modernizing the armed forces, with a specific emphasis on acquiring cutting-edge fighter planes, drones, and aircraft carriers. However, the primary apprehension lies along the eastern border, where disputes with China over the Himalayan region of Ladakh persist. Both nations possess nuclear arsenals, and the prospect of conflict cannot be dismissed. In terms of energy, India stands as the 3rd largest global consumer, importing 80% of its oil and 50% of its gas. To satiate its escalating energy demand, New Delhi has inked agreements with Russia, Saudi Arabia, and the United States. Nonetheless, the nation's reliance on foreign energy sources exposes it to geopolitical perils and fluctuations in prices. In summation, while India unquestionably possesses the elements requisite for ascending as a superpower, it is imperative to address its intrinsic challenges, namely poverty, healthcare, education, and population control. Geopolitically, resolving border disputes and securing a dependable energy supply emerge as pivotal steps. The trajectory of India's ascent as a superpower hinges on the efficacy with which these challenges are tackled in the ensuing years. What are your thoughts on India's economic trajectory? Share your insights in the comments below. Have you ever wondered how India is transforming into a potential superpower on the global economic stage? Join us on Live Economic News as we explore the key factors and developments shaping India's rise and delve into the concept of India superpotenza.